The future of BRICS is a topic of immense global interest. Will they succeed in their quest for a new world order? Will they become a dominant force in global affairs? Or will internal divisions and external pressures limit their rise? Join us as we analyze the challenges, the opportunities, and the potential futures of BRICS. This expansion is not about creating a monolithic bloc. It's about building a network of nations united by a common goal, reforming the global order. BRICS is not seeking confrontation but rather a more equitable and just world. The new members strengthen BRICS's ability to challenge the dominance of Western-led institutions. The International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, the G7, these institutions have long been dominated by the West. BRICS offers an alternative. With the addition of new members, BRICS now represents a larger share of global GDP and population. This gives them greater leverage in international trade negotiations and financial markets. BRICS is no longer just an emerging economies group. BRICS has always been about more than just economics. Sure, economic cooperation is a cornerstone of their partnership, but their vision extends far beyond trade deals and investment flows. BRICS aspires to be a catalyst for a fairer, more sustainable, and just world order. The world is grappling with complex challenges: climate change, poverty, inequality, technological disruption. BRICS recognizes that tackling these issues requires a collective effort. They understand that the old ways of doing things, the dominance of Western-led institutions, are no longer sufficient. BRICS is stepping up to fill this void. They are demonstrating that emerging economies can be not just beneficiaries of global governance but architects of a new world order. Technology and innovation are driving forces in the 21st century. BRICS recognizes that harnessing these forces is crucial for their own development and for shaping the global technological landscape. They are actively pursuing initiatives to bridge the technology gap and foster innovation within their borders. One key area of focus is technology transfer. BRICS nations are keen to acquire advanced technologies from developed countries to boost their own industries and enhance their competitiveness. This includes collaborations in sectors like renewable energy, biotechnology, and information technology. Beyond technology transfer, BRICS is also promoting indigenous innovation. The goal is to transition from being technology importers to becoming global leaders in innovation. Climate change is an existential threat facing humanity. BRICS nations, home to a significant portion of the world's population and some of its fastest-growing economies, are particularly vulnerable to its impacts. Recognizing the urgency of the situation, BRICS has made climate action a central pillar of its reform agenda. BRICS nations are committed to the Paris Agreement and are taking concrete steps to reduce their carbon footprint. They are investing heavily in renewable energy sources, promoting energy efficiency, and implementing sustainable land management practices. BRICS sees climate action not just as an environmental imperative but also as an opportunity for green growth and sustainable development. Collaboration is a key aspect of BRICS's approach to climate change. They are sharing best practices, transferring technologies, and providing financial assistance to support each other's climate action efforts. Traditional development models, often driven by Western aid and conditionalities, have not always yielded equitable or sustainable outcomes. BRICS is championing a new development paradigm, one based on South-South cooperation, mutual learning, and shared prosperity. The BRICS New Development Bank, or NDB, is a flagship initiative of this new development paradigm. The NDB provides loans and grants for infrastructure projects, sustainable development initiatives, and social programs in BRICS and other developing countries. Unlike traditional development banks, the NDB operates on the principles of equality, mutual benefit, and non-interference in the domestic affairs of its members. Beyond the NDB, BRICS nations are engaged in a wide range of development cooperation initiatives. They are sharing expertise in areas like agriculture, healthcare, education, and poverty reduction. At the heart of BRICS's governance lies a fundamental challenge: reaching consensus among a diverse group of nations. Each member brings its own unique perspective, national interests and domestic priorities to the table. Finding common ground on complex global issues is no easy feat. The principle of consensus-based decision-making is enshrined in BRICS's operating principles. This means that any major decision requires the agreement of all members. While this ensures that no country feels marginalized or ignored, it can also lead to lengthy negotiations and watered-down outcomes. Achieving a unified BRICS stance requires navigating these complexities and finding solutions that address, or at least appease, each member's core concerns. This often involves compromises and a willingness to prioritize the collective good over narrow national interests. Another key governance challenge within BRICS is the need to balance power dynamics. While the group emphasizes equality and mutual respect, economic and geopolitical disparities among members are undeniable. This raises concerns about potential dominance by larger economies or the influence of pre-existing bilateral relationships on group decisions. China, with its economic prowess and growing global influence, is often perceived as the most powerful player within BRICS. This raises questions about whether smaller members have sufficient leverage to shape the group's agenda or ensure their interests are adequately represented. BRICS has taken steps to address these concerns and ensure more equitable governance. Rotating leadership, where each member assumes the presidency for a year, aims to provide equal opportunities for agenda setting and representation. The emphasis on consensus building also acts as a safeguard against unilateral action or dominance by any single member. BRICS's governance structure is not static. It continues to evolve as the group expands, its global role evolves, and members navigate new challenges. There's ongoing debate and discussion about how to enhance the group's effectiveness, transparency, and responsiveness. Some advocate for a more formalized decision-making process, potentially moving away from strict consensus towards a system of weighted voting based on factors like economic size or population. Others propose establishing a permanent secretariat or executive body to enhance coordination, streamline operations, and provide continuity between summits. However, any reform faces significant hurdles. Finding a balance between strengthening collective action and preserving national interests remains a delicate balancing act. BRICS nations face a monumental task: uplifting millions from poverty and ensuring social development for their vast populations. This is not just a moral imperative, it's crucial for global stability and prosperity. BRICS recognizes that economic growth alone is not enough. It must be inclusive, sustainable, and translate into tangible improvements in the lives of ordinary citizens. BRICS nations are home to diverse societies with varying levels of development, income inequality, and access to basic services. Despite these complexities, BRICS nations share a common commitment to inclusive growth and social development. They recognize that investing in their people is not just a social responsibility, but also a smart economic strategy. BRICS aims to leverage its collective strength to share best practices, pool resources, and implement innovative solutions to tackle these shared challenges. A key pillar of BRICS's inclusive growth agenda is investing in people's capabilities. This includes expanding access to quality education, healthcare, and social welfare programs. BRICS nations recognize that these are not just social goods, but fundamental human rights and crucial enablers of individual opportunity and societal progress. Education is seen as a transformative tool, empowering individuals to break the cycle of poverty and contribute to national development. BRICS nations are prioritizing investments in primary, secondary, and higher education, with a focus on improving quality, expanding access, and promoting skills development aligned with 21st-century job markets. Healthcare is another critical area of focus. BRICS is collaborating on initiatives to strengthen healthcare systems, improve maternal and child health outcomes, combat infectious diseases, and expand access to affordable medicines. BRICS nations recognize that they have much to learn from each other's experiences in promoting inclusive growth and social development. South-South cooperation, based on the principles of solidarity, mutual benefit, and non-conditionality, is central to their approach. They are actively sharing knowledge, best practices, and innovative solutions to address common challenges. BRICS has established various platforms for collaboration in areas like poverty reduction, social protection, and rural development. This includes sharing successful policy interventions, exchanging experts and technical assistance, and implementing joint pilot projects to test innovative approaches. Beyond government-led initiatives, BRICS is also fostering people-to-people connections and civil society engagement to promote inclusive growth. BRICS recognizes that inclusive development requires the active participation of all segments of society, from policymakers and businesses to civil society organizations and citizens themselves. Unity and diversity, the BRICS Balancing Act. BRICS is a testament to the power of unity and diversity, yet this diversity presents a complex challenge: managing divergent interests. Each BRICS nation has its own unique history, political system, and economic model. Reconciling these differences to forge a common path forward is no small feat. Navigating geopolitical fault lines, a delicate dance. The geopolitical fault lines within BRICS are undeniable. Bilateral tensions and historical rivalries add complexity to their quest for unity. Managing these tensions is crucial for BRICS to present a united front. The most glaring example is the long-standing border dispute between China and India. Despite being part of BRICS, these Asian giants have a history of mistrust. Occasional flare-ups highlight the fragility of their relationship. Beyond the China-India dynamic, other geopolitical tensions simmer. Russia's strained relationship with the West adds complexity. BRICS members balance their national interests with a united front. Managing these fault lines requires deft diplomacy and dialogue. The power of dialogue forging common ground. BRICS demonstrates a remarkable ability to find common ground and advance shared interests. Their success lies in dialogue, diplomacy, and cooperation. Summits provide a platform for open discussions on various issues. These are working sessions to explore convergence and build relationships. BRICS, shaping the future. The world watches as BRICS writes its next chapter. Will it be a story of unprecedented influence reshaping the global order as we know it? Or will internal divisions and external pressures limit its rise, leaving its true potential unrealized? BRICS, with its recent expansion and ambitious reform agenda, stands at a crossroads. The choices made today will determine its trajectory for decades to come. Navigating the complexities of managing diversity, balancing divergent interests, and delivering on its promise of inclusive growth will be paramount. One thing is certain: BRICS is a force to be reckoned with. Its impact on global geopolitics, economics, and development is undeniable. As BRICS nations continue their rise, the world waits with bated breath to witness the unfolding of this momentous chapter in global history. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of BRICS's future. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on global affairs. Let us know your thoughts on the future of BRICS in the comments below.